Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Dexter's Diary. And today I want to talk about finding your happy. And it's been a long road, and I wasn't always this bright, bubbly piece of chocolate in front of you. Um, I was. It's been a long road. Um, and just a quick go back. I remember I was working in this pharmacy in Harlem, and there was this guy that worked up front, and every day he would come in and he was just so fucking happy, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it was so annoying to me. Like, I'm like, why are you so happy all the time? And this is something I would say in my mind, but I never like said anything to him. And as time went on and we had worked together longer and we really started like having conversations like in the break room and things like that, I asked him one day and I'm like, why are you so happy all the fucking time? And he shared a bit of his background with me, and he said like so many things had happened that he just chose that he would be happy. Like, he's like, I can be sad because of everything that's happened to me, but I choose not to, because what does it serve me? I have to move on with my life. I have to be happy for myself. And at the time I was like, oh, I mean, like, it was a cool answer, and it was cool, but it didn't really resonate with me because I wasn't at that space yet to even be able to ingest that and really hold on to it. And so some time went by, and I eventually left the job and went on to do something else. And it was it was New Year's. I think I spoke about this before, but just to reiterate, it was New Year's, and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I was just feeling like particularly miserable, and everybody had wanted me to come out because I was the life of the party. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go out. And they're like, you know what? Like, you're just fucking miserable, blah, blah. And I heard it all. And whatever. Say what you're going to say. I don't care. I'm still not going out. And I'm in the house, and the clock strikes 12, and I'm literally by myself. And you can hear people outside, and they're like, blowing the horns and all sort of stuff, and they're celebrating, and I'm in the house by myself. And my phone is going off, and people are calling me and texting me and saying Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. I'm not answering any of it because I'm not having any of it. I'm just not in that space. And um, I don't know what I was particularly feeling bad about or sad about, but I just wasn't happy. I guess I just wasn't happy with my life. I just wasn't happy with the direction I was going in. I just wasn't happy. And I got on my knees. I was getting ready to go to bed. I got on my knees, for whatever odd reason, because I'm not really the praying type. And I got on my knees, and I just I just stayed there. I didn't say a prayer. I didn't know, no Hail Marys, no Our Fathers, none of that. And I started to cry. And it started small, little tears streaming, and then it became crazy. Like, I was bawling. I think I had cried all the tears that I had saved up for all the years of shit that I had gone through. Like, everything. Like, if you can visualize when they're cleaning a chimney and the soot that comes out of the chimney, that all that blackness, that's what it felt like. Like, all that was coming up out of my soul. It was coming out of my chest. My stomach hurt so bad. I was crying so hard and for so long. It wasn't even like 5 minutes. Like, I was crying. And then once I started, I couldn't stop. So it just kept coming, just kept noses running. Like, it was messy. And I'm in this house having this, I don't even know, break through, break down, break up with my former self. I'm going through it. Whatever you can figure to call it, I'm going through it at this time. And after that, and I guess I needed to purge, I needed to cleanse. And after that, I just decided, like, Well, I went to sleep because after that I was tired. I was just tired. But I woke up the next morning and I was just like, I'm gonna be happy. Like whatever it takes for me to be happy, my journey is gonna start now. And I'm not one. I don't typically do New Year's resolutions. I don't feel like you wait till the end of the year to want to change something about your life. Whatever you want to change, whether it's your hair, your surroundings, your job, you change it at the moment that you feel like you need to change it. That's who I am. My hair can change from one day to the next, like literally. Um, I'm a bit impulsive like that. But I woke up and I was like, I want to be happy. Like I've been carrying this shit around for so long. I've been angry for so long. It's time for me to be happy. Like I gotta give it to myself. I owe it to myself. Like no one's gonna give it to me. And no matter how many things people have done for me, gifts and whatever, blah blah blah. Like it just wasn't enough, and they couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out. But it got to the point where I did. Like I just wasn't happy, and there was nothing that anyone can do to make me happy. It was something that I had to do for myself, and I had to really be cognizant of this task that I was getting ready to undertake. Like it was important. It was important to my well-being. It was important to my growth. It was important to everything that I saw myself doing in my future. And I started that journey. I did a lot of things. I started going to church. I started doing research. I started reading I'm not really into self-help books, but I started reading other people, like autobiographies and of people who have endured hardships and went on to greatness, things like that. Just anything that I can soak up. I was soaking it up. And some things served me and some things didn't. You know, you just gotta put the whites with the whites and the blacks with the blacks, and you know, kind of like when you're doing laundry. And some of the old stuff, you know, you have old clothes that you hold on to that don't fit anymore. They're either too big or too small, or there's a hole in the fucking sock and you still got it in the drawer, and then you're getting ready and you pull out these pair of socks and you're like, this will go perfect with my outfit, and it got a hole in it. But why did you keep it to begin with? So that's where I was at. I was sorting through my life, the laundry of my life, and getting rid of things and throwing things that needed to be thrown out, saving things that needed to be saved. And that was really my first step into loving myself and being happy for myself. I didn't suffer from self-esteem. I just suffered from lack of love, lack of empathy, because I was so angry and feeling so hurt. So I really couldn't empathize with anyone. It just wasn't happening. And that took me down some different roads too. So I did all this, and some things were, like I said, some things were a hit and some things were a miss. But I learned some things along the way. I discovered some things about myself. I recovered some things that I thought I would never see again. You know, you almost kind of regress back to being a child, and that innocence that you lose, that innocence that's ripped from you early on, and you're basically doing like a pilgrimage back to your former self. And I know it sounds a little crazy, but it's real. Like that's really what I was doing. Like I was back to the little girl that was in the library that was reading all these books and nourishing myself in ways that I used to, but I had forgotten. Indulging myself in things that I had never gotten a chance to indulge in, because I didn't get to. For me, I felt like I didn't have a chance to really have a proper childhood, and I would listen to people talk about their childhood, and I'm like, that's never happened. That's never happened, and it was never even a possibility. And that gave me ideas on things that I wanted to try for myself, to get back to myself. Now, everybody's journey is different, and I'm not saying that you have to do what I had to do for myself, but I do feel like no time like the present. Like, we should really consider taking these journeys back to our former selves. We should really make a cognizant decision to be happy, and really, really take on the task, and really, really go through it, because it's important. It's one of the most important things ever. Like, you can be miserable all day, every day. It doesn't serve you. And all you're going to do is end up being a bitter old person, mad at the world, and having not lived your life. Essentially, what someone took away from you, you end up giving the rest of it. Someone took some of it away from you, and you, in turn, end up giving the rest of it away, because you just couldn't let go, because you didn't even try to let go. So here's a little bit of homework before the year is out. If you're not happy, take some inventory. Figure out what's just not suitable for you anymore. Get rid of what is not working for you anymore. Take a journey back to who you were. Try to recall who you were before shit started happening and things started being taken away from you. Reclaim those things. Like, it wasn't a gift. You didn't give it. It was taken from you. You were robbed of it. And now it's time for you to go back and get it. It's yours. Like, it's time for you to be happy. You owe it to yourself to be happy. You owe it to yourself to give it to yourself. It's like, you go to a jewelry store and you want a diamond ring. Buy it for yourself. You don't have to wait for anyone to give it to you. You want a tennis bracelet? Buy it for yourself. You don't have to wait for anyone to give it to you. If you don't have the full amount, then put it on layaway. Put your happiness on layaway. Like, I'm going to take a little bit every day to find something that makes me happy. Like, it's not all going to happen all at once anyway. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, everything's done and I'm happy. Like, it's unrealistic. I'd be lying to you. But you can take a step tomorrow. You can take a step actually right now, after this video is done. Actually, after the video is done. And really take some inventory. And if you're not ready, when you're ready, do it. Because you owe it to yourself. Alright? I'll see you later.